movie opens with home video footage of a family celebration cliche. Also, Brian dreams in VHS. I wonder if this store sells any laptops or plasma widescreens.
Mr. Mills, you know where it is?
Wow, there was a 6-minute pause between these two comments, but thankfully the director chopped it out in post. In their attempt to make this guy look like a devoted father, filmmakers go too far and end up slipping into creepy dad territory.
Hey!
When in your life, when getting together with 3 other bros to have a guy's night, did 3 of the guys meet up ahead of time and travel together to the host bro's house?
Hey, you remember when we were in Beirut after the chief disappeared?
Movie steals the casual, unexplained battle reference to foreign country that starts with a B thing from the Avengers.
$2,500 just for taking some pop diva to and from her concert. We're one short.
Because 4 is needed for a quorum of past their prime spy guys doing the work laid off mall cops should be doing? See, all 3 of these grown-ass f***ers rode together.
You know the song?
There is no f***ing way his daughter could tell what that song was over the phone. Also, this arena has signs that are about as helpful as a compass. Pop star assassin coincidentally chooses the one night Brian is doing a security gig for his murder attempt so that we can get more evidence of badassery. Also, what was this guy's plan? He was somehow going to get past security and stab a pop star to death? 20 million record-selling pop star pays security in cash. Fine dining lunch spot has one condiment on the table. Mustard.
Because you're under 18, you need my permission to leave the country.
Doesn't Kim's mom have full custody? Why would they need her dad's signature for anything?
I don't think a 17-year-old should be traveling alone.
Geez, it is taking a long time for someone to get taken.
Hey, Kimmy, there's something else.
Horrible father who is horrible decides that after disappointing his daughter, now is the time to bring up singing lessons.
You sacrificed our marriage in the service of the country. You made a mess of your life in the service of your country. Can't you sacrifice just a little this one time for your own daughter?
I think this is literally the worst argument I've ever heard. Liam Neeson's Academy Award submission clip for this film consisted entirely of this coffee sip.
Wouldn't it have been easier just to sign it the first time around?
Dark Phoenix is a dick to Dark Man. This is a great drive-by transition shot, but, they are 4 lanes over from their exit. Here's a map to your daughter's lies, plotted in plain view. Really? Who does this? Unless it's so her father can see it later and get pissed and add to the drama.
What is this?
It's U2's European tour dates. All the kids do.
You too, Kim? Really? What were you, like, -4 years old when Joshua Tree came out? There is no parking in the loading and unloading zone. Apparently there are airports where you can just back through a metal detector and there are no TSA people waiting for you on the other side. Also, the TSA doesn't make Kim remove her gaudy rhinestone jacket. Evil sex trade recruiter waits for potential targets at a taxi stand. Also, I'm wondering what the success rate is, or what the quota for a recruiter is, when manning a taxi stand. If you get 1 girl in 2 weeks, is that a success? Or do they want girls every day and they're telling this guy there's always money in the taxi stand? I mean, this can't work that much, right?
We have the whole place to ourselves.
And here's the password to my email address, and the PIN number for my bank card, and here's the schedule of all the times we'll be lying naked in the room with the curtains open. How do they drag 2 young women down 5 floors into broad daylight without being seen? Earlier we saw this guy Peter inviting them to a party, and later we see this girl saying she was kidnapped going to a party, so why take the risk during the day when almost everyone in Paris could walk by and see you? Also, these kidnappers work f***ing fast. She's still dancing to that first song she started playing 30 seconds after saying goodbye to Peter and walking into the apartment. Paris is a big-ass city. Are there kidnappers on every corner just waiting for work? This bad guy can drag an entire human out from underneath a bed without crouching or bending over. Kidnappers have no use for blindfolds and gags.
If you let my daughter go now, that'll be the end of it.
Oh, okay. Hey guys, the guy on the other end of this line says he'll let us go if we don't take his daughter. I think that's a fair deal, right?
I will look for you. I will find you. And I will kill you.
Liam Neeson is only threatening to kill someone in this scene. Also, why is Brian speaking English to this guy? He hasn't heard anything but Albanian so far. This whole badass speech could fall upon ears who think he's ordering takeout, for God's sake.
I got a call from her.
Haha, you wish, dude. You're the one who called.
Get me a plane to Paris.
Okay, for when?
An hour ago.
We'll have to go through some back channels, but I think we have a time-traveling plane on standby. Since this is the only on-the-plane footage we get to see, I have no choice but to assume Brian spent the entire 12-hour flight to Paris listening to this audio over and over again. 2 baguettes sticking out of the grocery bag to look extra French. Also, why did he buy so much shit? Well, somebody saw the Bourne Identity. Couldn't Brian have just walked down the hall and picked a lock to get into the apartment? And why would the kidnappers lock the place after trashing it? Good manners? Brian remembers Kim's abduction the way it should have been, with the guy crouching to drag her from under the bed. What, is he gonna send that to the lab? For the record, it's never even mentioned again. Just a hair in a bag in his pocket during the rest of the shit you see happen. The magical process button, helping shitty photographers at European kiosks since 2005. Brian thinks tackling a guy in a taxi cab at an airport won't arouse any suspicion at all, and the driver will just go wherever two fighting guys want to go. Sure, just stumble and stand in the street rather than going to the sidewalk. Driver prefers to honk his horn rather than slowing down and not killing someone. Also, Liam Neeson didn't kill anyone in this scene. I'm guessing the French police don't really give a damn about the guy that just caused a collision, traffic jam, and fatality. Discount French Kevin Spacey.
Talking about you. They're saying what an asshole you are. One of them says the sausage gave him heart, but now they're talking about football. One is on the phone.
These guys cover an incredible range of topics in 30 seconds. Brian just happens to find his daughter's jacket with another girl after looking in 2 rooms. It takes 47 minutes and 21 seconds for Liam Neeson to kill someone in this movie. Without knowing a damn thing about what Brian looks like, these guys start shooting at someone who has his back turned and is too far away to identify. Apparently any person can just drive onto this illegal sex trafficking construction site without so much as a password. There are literally hundreds of directions this guy could have driven in the middle of a construction site, and he decides to go through flames? Brian rammed this Jeep into 2 pickup trucks, and all it needs is a car wash. Indestructible Jeep is indestructible. Stealing cars is okay as long as something bad has happened to you. I guess because Brian is this former government badass, we shouldn't ask where he got all this medical even though he changed cars and didn't have anything other than the girl with him just seconds ago? In the world of Brian Mills, it pays to be the one prostitute in the entire brothel that had his daughter's jacket.
C'est bon, on a chopé le signal de son portable.
Localisation en cours. On recoupe les positions des émetteurs.
I guess that clears up the question of whether French computer operators also annoyingly narrate their own work. A walkie-talkie through a Nokia phone and vice versa? This setup would have made for the worst reception ever.
Paradise.
Man, this girl remembered an awful lot about this random drive to a house and being drugged for a couple days.
That weapon? You're holding it.
Well, okay. That checks out.
A friend gave this to me. It's Albanian. You mind translating it?
Good luck.
Why did Brian need the translator guy to bring him an Albanian English dictionary again? All he uses it for is to write 2 whole words down, good and luck. And he paid this translator guy for 10 hours of work when he needed him for only 2 minutes. Couldn't the translator guy have written down those 2 words? Movie conveniently kills Amanda so that Brian doesn't have to save her and look after her for the rest of the movie. French guy carrying a French baguette cliche. This seems to be both a dangerous place to keep a gun and an inconvenient one if you happen to need it in a pinch. Brian figured Jean-Claude kept his secret gun under the sink. Of course.
The last thing you'll see before I make your children orphans is the bullet I put between her eyes.
Killing an innocent person is okay as long as something really bad has happened to you. Okay, was like 50 pages of the script Brian walks down hallway with indistinguishable doors? Brian barely gets to the Virgin auction in time to see his daughter go up for sale. Was Hitler unavailable for this scene? Why are old Asian men and Middle Easterners the only evil bidders? After killing all those people, highly trained badass forgets that he left a trail of dead guys that might cause alarm.
This is a very unique business with a very unique clientele.
Please define very unique. Do pipes typically hang from weak brackets screwed to the ceiling? Well, I guess the ones expected to keep Liam Neeson in captivity do. It only now occurred to this guy to whip out his gun after Brian just skull-f***ed this entire lousy crew.
Would you please go see which part of the word quietly they did not understand?
St. Clair employs a grammar Nazi to enforce word violations on his sex trafficking crew.
It was all business. It wasn't personal.
This is a ridiculously stupid line, but I guess anything goes to set up Liam Neeson grumbling, "It was personal to me," before he caps this guy. What is he, the T-1000 now? There was really no reason for this dude to look back through the window like this, but good thing he didn't, because he saw the clumsiest spotted through a window shot in movie history. Brian is so lethal his foot shots kill. He's a badass, but like many heroes, he's had an awful lot of help from henchmen with terrible aim. This guy's giant head is not suited for standoffs such as this. No tricky extradition problems for a guy that murdered at least 10 people on French soil.
Hi.
Meaningless plot point resolved in the final seconds of film. After being kidnapped, sold into sexual slavery, and very nearly raped by a fat dude on a boat, Kimmy still decides to pursue a lifetime of spotlight and stalkers.
Look for you. I will find you, and I will kill you.
Football practice.
Man, now that's a real shame when folks be throwing away a perfectly good white boy like that.
Bernard! I hate Bernard! By the way, which one of you is
Spartacus!
Why do you want to know?
We all will.
Spartacus! I'm Spartacus! I'm Spartacus! I'm Spartacus!
Double kill. Triple kill.
Spectacular. Kill Frenzy. Killtrocity. Kilimanjaro.
A hobbit lay here. And the other. They ran over here. And were followed.
Tracks lead away from the battle.
Into Fangorn Forest.
Morpheus is fighting Neo.
Reading. A short while back, we were contacted by a company called Naturebox about the possibility of doing an ad. Now, I need a lot of energy and protein for sinning, so I definitely snack a lot, but, man, we are artists. We can't just go around doing ads for any old company, so we told them, hey, we only do ads for products we actually use. Phony integrity cliche. And you know what? Those guys are clever. They sent me a box of their stuff. So I was like, shit. Now I have to try it. And you know what? Once I did, then I was like, oh, shit. Now I have to do the ad because I've used the product. CinemaSins is gullible. Naturebox is this wonderland for snack fiends, sending to your door boxes of delicious, natural, tasty treats. No high fructose corn syrup, none of that trans fat garbage, just snacks. Cheddar pretzels, nuts and almonds, granola, freaking plantain chips. Looking to eat healthier snacks, trying to eat better in general, just love the f***ing shit out of granola? Naturebox has your back. And just for our viewers, they have a 50% off special on your first order at naturebox.com/cinemasins. Oh, and they ship for free.
What?
Delicious ad is not edible. So go to naturebox.com/cinemasins today.